Hey guys, there's something that's been on my mind for a little while now, and with the very recent news that Lucas Botkin has departed T-Rex Arms, his very own company, I think now is probably a good time to talk about it. How do you choose which companies to support? When we say support, we really mean do business with. Support is a convenient shorthand, but it's kind of the wrong word to use, I think. But let me talk about it. The way that I would go about choosing which companies to support is by working through a very simple flowchart. One, do they have the product I would like to purchase? Two, are they selling said product for a price I'd be willing to pay for it? And then three, is there something about this company that I don't like? Some people probably put those things into a bit of a different order, but obviously you can't choose to support a company if they don't have what you need in the first place. The choice has been made for you by the market. So T-Rex Arms. I like T-Rex Arms as a company. They do a couple things that I like just as like a business practice, and also they make some products that I like. I used to carry my Glock 19 in a T-Rex sidecar. Now I carry my Glock 19 in a T-Rex sidecar 2.0. They also had an approach to selling products. Certainly they would stock a relatively small number of items. It wasn't like they had every red dot ever made. They had kind of a curated list. And the ones that they would sell were never the cheapest, but they were also never highway robbery. So the product was there, the prices were affordable, but they do something that I've always really liked, which is they give you more information than just the manufacturer's like boilerplate specifications in the product listing. So if you're buying a red dot from T-Rex Arms, they would say, hey, look, this is advertised as having a 50,000 hour battery life. In our experience, that's not true. That only works on setting 7. You'll never have it lower than 9. You should expect 20,000 hours tops. That is a very, I think, a good thing to do. It's just being very upfront with your customer. You're saying, hey, look, we use this stuff, we test this stuff. We know that 50,000 hour rating is bogus, so we're not going to repeat it to you without, doing a little bit of fact checking of our own. I always liked that. Another thing that T-Rex Arms did not do was sell products that they knew completely sucked ass. So you could get a Trigicon MRO HD from T-Rex Arms, but you could not get a Trigicon MRO from T-Rex Arms. So just in the last couple of days, there have been statements issued by both T-Rex Arms, the remaining T-Rex Arms leadership, and Lucas Botkin, giving their reasons for why the split happened. And I think a lot of guys who are in the CivDef community saw Lucas's most recent statement and were like, yep, you know what, I can no longer in good conscience support T-Rex Arms. Seems like they really screwed Lucas over. Now, this is a developing story. It's possible that T-Rex Arms is going to come up with another statement in the next day or two, and they're going to drop some receipts, and maybe it'll make things seem a little bit more even-handed. But right now, as of having watched Lucas's statement on the situation, yeah, it doesn't look like a lot of people would really be comfortable supporting T-Rex Arms in Lucas's absence. Not just because Lucas was the face of the company and the guy that they probably really liked, but also because his exit was not under good terms. If you'd like to know more, there's probably 12 hours of FocusTripp stream you can watch that'll get you caught up. Love you, buddy. So yeah, there's the 3 things that you take into account when you're choosing to support a company. First of all, do they even have something I want? Second of all, is it priced reasonably? And third of all, is there something I just don't like about the company? And that could be an ethics thing, like with this T-Rex Arms situation, or before this. There's certainly a lot of people, I'm pretty sure that if you just go and you Google T-Rex Arms Reddit, you're probably going to find half a dozen at least SRA threads of people saying, oh, I really wish I could buy from them, but I just can't in good conscience support that company. Sure, could be an ethics thing. For most people, I suspect it's more of a personal experience thing, like a company just, said something that you found really off-putting, or, did something that was bad once and you'll never forgive them for it. Or more often, I think you have a bad experience with a company once and you're like, fuck it, never buying from them again. Example of that would be Aero Precision. In the last year or so, they've had a really hard time fulfilling orders. Stuff that was supposed to be in stock has just not shipped for months at a time. Again, Reddit, Aero Precision, that search will turn up plenty of results of angry customers. If you get burned like that, you're probably not going to want to buy from that company ever again. There's also companies that will just say or do something that's really gross and weird, and so you don't really ever want to affiliate with them. I will never be associating with or purchasing products from Lead and Steel. It's just not going to happen. There are also a lot of more political reasons to get upset with a company. For example, there's still a lot of people out there who refuse to buy from Ruger because of the stance that Bill Ruger took on the 1994 assault weapons ban. That man has been dead for a long time, and the company's massive. It's run by a huge number of people, and currently I think that their pro-Second Amendment reputation is pretty sterling. But Bill Ruger did say some shit in 1994 that a lot of people have not forgotten and probably never will. So when it comes to like political, social, and ethical considerations like that, I think you end up with a very small scale boycott and boycott. There were probably a lot of people who didn't really need what TRX Arms was selling or would rather not pay the price that they were asking, but they chose to support TRX Arms because TRX Arms was very publicly Christian and right-wing. That public stance also probably cost them a lot of business from the aforementioned Reddit r/SRA members who may have had the money and inclination to buy something from TRX Arms, but who chose not to because of TRX Arms' public political and religious stance. That is one of the other reasons that people would choose not to support a company. You see these sort of statements whenever the subject of HoloSun comes up, or really any Chinese-made product or good. Some people, don't take it too far. They just say, hey, I'd rather support American companies if possible. Reasonable. I understand that. I respect that. Then there's taking it a little bit further. It says that, I actually don't want to send my money over to China because that's supporting the CCP. In that case, it's not just like I'll support American when I can. It's like, even if I can't support American, then I guess I just won't buy anything if the only alternative is China. But most people don't apply that to their phones and televisions, I've noticed. Fun side note, I have a Wi-Fi router made in Vietnam. Kind of cool. Didn't know Vietnam was doing that. I think of Vietnam as a place where textiles are from, but it's cool to know that they make a Wi-Fi router that drops connection like 4 times a goddamn day. It used to be we just had a rifle behind every blade of grass, but now all of those rifles have HoloSun aims on them and HoloSun lasers on them, and everybody is wearing Gen 2 plus night vision made in China, so I wouldn't want to fucking invade that. Anyway, I guess I really don't have too much of a point to make here other than to say that, those are my 3 criteria for when I'm choosing to support a company. Number 1, they have to have something I'm actually looking for. Number 2, it has to be reasonably priced. Number 3, there has to be nothing about that company that really gives me the ick. I'm sure there's some people who start at the bottom of that list and work it the other way around, but what you have to understand about me is I am very shallow. So if a company has brand name products at low prices, I am racing off to buy them, and it's really the ethics of that company are often a distant consideration for me. Unless they're lead and steel. No offense, guys. I just don't like you. Anyway, that's all I got. Thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you for your continued support of this channel. I really appreciate it. Have a nice night. So, what else you guys want to talk about? Of course.